Good day everyone, this is Teacher Cherry. In this video, we will learn about combined variation. We will illustrate situations that involve combined variation. We will translate into variation statement a relationship involving combined variation between two quantities given by a mathematical equation and vice versa. And we will solve problems involving combined variation. What is combined variation? Combined variation refers to a situation in which one quantity varies directly or jointly and inversely as the other quantities. From its title, combined variation, so ito ay combination ng direct or joint variation at saka inverse variation. This can be expressed into mathematical statement or equation as W equals K times X times Y all over Z and K equals W times Z all over X times Y, where K is the constant of variation or constant of proportionality. As you can see here, meron tayong joint variation at saka inverse variation. So, combination ng joint and inverse variation. Pwede ring combination ng direct variation at inverse variation. In combined variation, let's have this statement. W varies jointly as X and Y and inversely as Z. So, this is translated as W equals K times X times Y all over Z. K times X times Y is a joint variation and K over Z is inverse variation. So that is the combination of joint and inverse variation. So in combined variation, remember, it involves both the direct or joint and inverse variation. Pwedeng direct and inverse variation or pwedeng combination ng joint and inverse variation. Let's have illustration of combined variation in real life. If the pressure P of a gas varies directly as its temperature T and inversely as its volume V, then the relationship can be translated into a mathematical statement as P equals K times T all over V. P is for pressure, K is the constant of variation, T is for the temperature, and V is for the volume. So this is a combination of direct variation and inverse variation. Let's translate the statements into equations. Number 1, A varies directly as B and inversely as C. This is translated as A equals K times B all over C. A, yun yung unang quantity, varies directly as B, so we have K times B. And inversely as C, so divided by C. For number 2, M varies directly as N and inversely as the square of P. This is translated as M equals K times N all over P square. M is the first variable, varies directly as N, so we have K times N. And inversely as the square of P. So we have P square of P. For number 3, W varies jointly as C and the square of A and inversely as B. This is translated as W equals K times C times A squared all over B. So, W is the first quantity or variable. So, equals K times C square of A is A square all over B. So, inversely as B. This is a combination of joint and inverse variation. Let's solve problem involving combined variation. If H varies directly as M and inversely as N, and H equals 14 when M equals 7 and N equals 3, find the following. For A, find K or the constant of variation. For B, find the equation of the relation. And for C, find the value of H when M equals 4 and N equals 8. Let's solve K or the constant of variation. So, una, translate natin yung H varies directly as M and inversely as N. This is equal to H equals K times M all over N. Then, substitute natin yung values ng H, M, and N. H is equal to 14 equals K, ito yung hinahanap natin. M is 7 and N is equal to 3. After that, apply natin yung cross multiplication. Multiply natin 14 and 3. 14 times 3 is equal to 42. And then, multiply 7 and K. So, we have 7K. Next is to divide both sides by 7 or multiply both sides by 1 over 7. We have 42 over 7 equals 7K over 7. Simplify. K is equal to 6. 42 divided by 7 is equal to 6. So, the value of K is 6. Or the constant of variation is equal to 6. To find the equation of the relation, substitute natin yung nakuha nating value ng K dito sa ating equation. We now have H equals, substitute 6 to K, so we have 6 times M all over N. This is now the equation of the relation. To find the value of H when M equals 4 and N equals 8, substitute natin yung value ng M and N dito sa ating equation of the relation. H equals 6 times M is 4 and N is equal to 8. Then, simplify. 6 times 4 is 24 divided by 8. H is equal to 3. 24 divided by 8 is 3. The value of H is 3 when M equals 4 and N equals 8. Let's solve another problem involving combined variation. The force of attraction F of a body varies directly as its mass M and inversely as the square of the distance d from the body. When M equals 8 kilograms and d equals 2 meters, F equals 100 newtons. Find F when M equals 6 kilograms and D equals 10 meters. To find F, translate muna natin yung force of attraction of a body varies directly as its mass M and inversely as the square of the distance D. This is equal to F equals K times M all over D square. Square of D. Then, substitute natin yung value ng mass, distance, at saka force. F is 100 equals K. Hanapin natin yung value ng K. M is 8 kilograms all over. D is 2 meters squared. Okay, then, simplify natin. 2 squared, that is equal to 4. K times 8 is 8K. Okay, then, reduce to lowest term. 8 over 4 is equal to 2 times K. Then, divide both sides by 2 or multiply both sides by 1/2. We have 100 over 2 equals 2K over 2. K is equal to 50. 100 divided by 2 is 50. After nating makuha yung value ng K, substitute natin dito sa ating equation. We have F equals 50 times M all over D square. Then, substitute natin yung mga given. M equals 6 kilograms and D equals 10 meters para makuha yung F. We have 50 times M is 6 all over D is 10. Square natin. Simplify. 50 times 6 is 300. 10 squared is equal to 100. 300 divided by 100 is equal to 3. Therefore, the force of attraction is 3 newtons when the mass is 6 kilograms and the distance is 10 meters. Okay, that's the end of our tutorial. Before I end this video, I would like to say a simple quotation. Do the best you can. No one can do more than that. Thank you so much. Keep safe and have a great day.